Members of BMPA, boys and girls, let me play you a small video first.
60 countries, traveled to 59 of them, 4 continents, touched upon each of them, 74,000 and some change kilometers driven. Every country, one or two great stories told. People who bring change in society. People who influence society by their work. People who bring progress to our lives. Sentiment behind the journey? Celebrate life. Any purpose? Well, it's experience over outcome. My takeaway from this world ride? That you really have to be ill-fated and unfortunate to find a wrong person in this world. The world is very, very beautiful and inviting, filled with some great people.
This is an amateurishly mounted video. However, it's to give you a brief account of the drive that was planned to cover 60 countries, 74,000 kilometers to meet and interview eminent and distinguished, या आशीष जी के भाषा में amazing people in the world. Journey of more than 330 days from India to Argentina. I will summarize for you in next 25 minutes or so. And this is going to be a pictorial summary. I had several heartwarming experiences on the drive. Stories of hope and resilience. Today I will dwell more on hope, one of my favorite 4-letter words. And if hope was deliverable, Amit Bhai, I'm here to deliver that. Kazakhstan is the 9th largest country, almost equal to India. India is 7th largest country. This country has population less than Mumbai. Mumbai has ballpark 20 million. Kazakhstan as a whole country has only 18.8 million. So there are stretches of 200 to 300 kilometers without gas station, without restaurants, or any humankind in sight. One day, after driving for too long, we stopped at a small sleepy town, Murki, on the way to Almaty. We came to an overly occupied cafe. Now just imagine, first cafe, after 300 kilometers, it's bound to be very busy. Sophia, the owner of the cafe, was holding the counter. She was ushering people, attending calls, taking orders, tending change, all at once. We came to her, making an unusual request, asking for vegetarian food. She called her chef. And after much discussion and deliberation, couldn't find anything. This was a meat-serving cafe. Now we were tired and famished and not in the mood to drive another 300 kilometers without food. On this drive, I realized that 3 things are clearly written on your face and you don't need any language to explain them. 1, you want to go to the restroom. आपको bathroom जाना है. Second, you lost your way. आप रास्ता भटक गए हो. And third, you need food. आपको जोरों की भूख लगी है. These 3 things are not just written, but rather plastered on your face. Sophia understood this. And despite the cafe being very busy, she still found us a table to sit. Before we realized, 3 warm breads filled with chocolate and a jug full of cranberry juice was served on us. We were not full, but were fulfilled. मतलब पेट नहीं भरा, पर भूख मिट गई. We were gratified and were now good to go. We went to the counter to pay. Sophia very politely declined. She said, I couldn't find you food, but nobody can go hungry from my cafe. Now, like today, I've narrated this story numerous times, and trust me, even today, Bimal bhai, even today, I get chills when I recount. We had a lot of incidents where people have logged on to our website, found our number, and sent a text message saying, hi, you are in our town. Please let us know if you need anything. This journey has been an encounter with hope. And I can say, without a doubt, that hope is still alive and kicking in the world. Genesis of the idea. Now, chronologically, I do not know at what point of time I started. But in hindsight, I can tell you it was the right time. Sashi ji, jo bhi time tha, sahi time tha. Incidentally, Sashi Sharma ji was the one who flagged me off for the drive. It may feel like a eureka moment. And it would be more interesting and romantic to say that one day it dawned on me to go on the drive, and I did. No, that is far from reality. The idea took time from conception to implementation. The idea is more evolutionary than revolutionary. I guess the only revolutionary thing I ever did in my life is to skip an exam in my final semester of engineering. Yes, I am one paper short of engineering. So I skipped an exam in my final semester of engineering to see a movie with my girlfriend then and wife now. And incidentally, the movie name is Dil Hai Ki Manta Nahi. That is the only revolutionary thing I ever did. So whenever you have an idea like this, you really don't pack your bags, turn on the ignition, and set your car rolling. It doesn't happen like that in a real, regular life. You give yourself time. You speak to your friends and family. You take opinion of your confidants. And more importantly, you check your abilities and weigh the possibilities. And soon, you will see the idea shaping up and coming to a reality. I do believe that everything happens by deliberations, even if they look accidental first. This idea has a past, एक precedence है. It's been fairly an explore all and experience all living. For last decade or so, I've been a biker, a summiteer, a marathoner, an explorer, a yoga practitioner, though not very proficient at that, storyteller, and a world traveler. Now, all this trivia may seem over the top and self-aggrandizing, but I'm only trying to set you a context here. Context of checking your ability and knowing the possibilities. This drive is extension of that past. Why did I do it? For a simple reason, because it can be done. And there is no reason why it shouldn't be done. The same reason why an author writes a book, a filmmaker produces a film, or a composer creates music. Or why do we all businessmen do what we do? We all do because we are convinced and passionate about our content and intent. This sentiment resonated with Gustavo Goretti, a fearless investigative journalist from Peru, who took on Fujimori government then. Now that is like somebody saying taking on Modi government. I asked him, why was he doing what he was doing, especially when he was threatened for his life? And he very nonchalantly said, he did it because someone has to do it and because he can do it. Now you may say, भाई इतना बड़ा बात क्यों कर रहा है, इतना ज्ञान क्यों दे रहा है? सीधा सीधा बोलना, भाई, why did you do it? Give the real reason. The reason could be to tell my son, बेटा, मैंने दुनिया देखी है, so don't behave with me, okay? या फिर शायद मेरे अब्बा easily मान गए. या फिर शायद midlife crisis हो गया. Midlife crisis, you know the time when mind needs stability, but body is asking for an affair. I think extramarital affair could have been the best alternate. I did try seeking permission from my wife. She's here on the third row. I did try seeking permission from my wife, but nahi, wo to maane nahi, sawal hi nahi. In hindsight though, extramarital affair could have been more viable, economically and biologically more viable proposition than the world drive. Subnote to Gen Zs and millennials in the house, to do an extramarital affair, you need to marry first. For all the probable reasons, I think the best reason is I just did it. It's a personal endeavor. Taj Mahal is also a personal endeavor. And again, I may sound very pompous and vainglorious when I say that many of those justs have become history, monuments, inventions, and discoveries. They are resultant of someone's personal desire to create, to explore, or to find solutions. This drive isn't my day job, not my sustenance. My sustenance comes out of selling textiles. Neither am I saying that by driving the world, I become world wise. The drive was not about clearing a target or achieving a goal. I mean, goals and targets are important, but they were still not the purpose of the drive. The purpose of the drive was to experience over outcome. Experience is invaluable and doesn't need any reason. अनुभव का कोई मोल नहीं, कोई वजह नहीं. So let me tell you a word on the route. From India, I went to Bhutan to Myanmar, then Thailand, Cambodia, Vietnam, Laos. I might have missed the order there. On to China, from one end to another. Then there were these 3 CIS countries, Kyrgyzstan, Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, on to Russia, entire diagonal length of Russia, most of the Europe, Baltic states, Nordic states, Europe, on to London. London shipped the car to US, transatlantic shipment, change of continent, US to 8 Central American countries, then South America, all the way to Ushuaia, the last village in Southern Hemisphere. That adds up to 60 countries, 74,000 kilometers, India to Argentina. Now, after these standard questions of what, when, why, and how, let me give you my narrative of the world. The world is diverse and seamless. Each country has its own cultural, social, and regulatory norm. Bhutan, for example, is practically a non-smoking country. Bolivia has restrictions on selling fuel to a foreigner and is 3 times more expensive. Only designated gas stations can sell to a foreigner. Costa Rica did not permit me to drive the right-hand car I had or the Indian car I had. I was asked to return after driving 100 kilometers inside Costa Rica. China insists on having its own number plate and license to drive in their country. Drones are either banned or regulated in countries like Peru, China, and even India. I'm a vegetarian. English is the only foreign language I know. I mean, picking up a ni hao, hola, kefa halag, or wo Thai wala kya hai, sawadee khap, does not count for knowing a foreign language. So English is the only foreign language I know. Despite all this, people, food, language, and even borders weren't a barrier. People across the nation were seamless in their meaning and behavior. Not a single case of hostility, discrimination, or intimidation. Now, you may say, yaar, it can't be all that hunky-dory and fairy-tale. Kuch to hua hoga na? Any one untoward incident. Well, to be honest, I must count my blessings. On this drive, I must admit, I always had a hand of God, divine, supreme, that you may believe in. Can you believe? Not a single flat tire in entire journey of 74,000 kilometers. My car never failed me. Not that I'm interested in changing my tire or opening my bonnet to steaming engine. As Fahim just said, I don't even know what's a spanner. And none of that happened. Yes, we did have one break-in incident. And not in the countries where your friends and family warn you about, but in West Europe, Milan. So our car's windshield was broken in. किसी ने पीछे से गाड़ी का कांच तोड़ दिया. And we were burgled of 6 bags, laptops, storage devices, cash in hand, clothes, personal effects, all of them gone. At that moment, we thought like a fatalist. We thought that this was the end of the drive. And I was almost about to abort the drive. Now, what may seem insurmountable at that moment may sometime becomes your life's greatest blessings. Enters a lady, Rupa Kodachwad, from Piacenza, Italy. She shelters all of us while we wait for the windshield to arrive from India. Windshield took 8 days to arrive from India and get cleared in Italian customs. They had to be explained why would anybody import a single windshield from India. And meanwhile, what do? We invade Rupa's privacy. We dominate her bathrooms. We annex her living room. We don't give her privacy at all. We stretch ourselves thin in every corner of the house, including her balcony, where she wanted to have sutta. And she, in turn, gives us rest and comfort that compensates for cumulative arrears or cumulative thakan of last 6 months of driving. She shows us Italy that is not documented, not frequented, not touristed. Some people are born humane. The others are determined to be. Whichever way, hope and humanity are borderless. Let me tell you the role Indian embassies play in creating Indian outreach. Now, I am not an overtly chest-thumping nationalist, but I'm impressed at the Indian outreach created, particularly by 3 Indian soft powers, yoga, Bollywood, and Ayurveda. Yoga has become a universal language, a universal religion. Policemen, so people in Central Asia and Latin America could hum Bollywood songs. So much so that traffic police in Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan would let me off the hook for traffic violations after I sang songs to them. So Mithun Chakravarti, Raj Kapoor, and SRK always worked. And that was the case even in Peru and Uruguay. People in Argentina and Chile, far flung from India, were well aware about Ayurveda. They were conversant with the concepts of doshas, Vat, Pitta, Kapha, and remedy of them. An Ecuadorian government official took pride in showing his Bajaj bike. However, the high point was, or the highlight was at Dunkirk, where a French host, as French as one can get, wanted to wish me luck for the rest of the journey. Now, this host could have just said, so long, take care, goodbye, and all of that. But this gentleman, I will soon play you the video, went to the kitchen, got a glass of water, sprinkled water on the car while circling around the car. He knew how to wish in Indian style. More than that, he knew how to wish a person well. I am thankful and happy that we made some good decisions back then to make this drive people-centric drive, to meet and interview people who bring change in society, or people who influence society by their body of work, or people who bring progress to our lives. To name a few, Cynthia Muang, a refugee from Myanmar, living in the border town of Thailand, Mae Sot. She helps and aids 4,000 free childbirths every year. She is a Magsaysay awardee. Norbert Kunz from Germany has handheld, incubated, and accelerated 5,000 startups, 1,000 of them being socially relevant. Akira from Cambodia Siem Reap has single-handedly, rather barehanded, unearthed and diffused 50,000 landmines an equal number of unexploded ordinances. Able crews from Peru harvest dew to collect water and supply that water to water-starved neighborhoods. I can go on and on and on, and yet on. These great personalities, and in real sense influencers, are Maxis awardees, Nobel nominees, Skoll and Schwab awardees, Ashoka Fellows. And I, on the other hand, an average Joe, not backed by BBC or CNN, for that matter, not backed by any media house. Neither am I a celebrity nor a YouTube darling. Question always was, why would these great personalities, diplomats, and influencers meet me? Now, it may seem that the challenge on the drive would be to plot the roadmap, visas, permits, the right-hand car. Those were challenges, but not the serious ones. They were the easier ones. The real challenge was to find access to these great personalities and to get them to agree to meet me. Amit bhai, Amitabh Bachchan ka number dena? Precise the point. So why did they meet me? Now, some of them met me because they were amused by the fact that somebody is driving from India to see them. But most met me because they have a kind heart. They have become what they practice, a lesson in humanity. They were accommodating, accessible, and available, and were ready to give me the audience I wanted. They epitomize hope and resilience. Finally, my takeaways. Only 3 minutes more, Praveen bhai. I'm on time. Finally, my takeaway. You really have to be ill-fated and unfortunate to find a wrong person in the world. There aren't any. Now, I'm not saying this because it sounds cool to say so, but because of my own experiences. Yes, in one of the universities where I spoke, one girl did ask me, why do I say this with such authority after Italy experience? To answer that would be to tell you that after any such experience, I had a rainbow sprouting from there. After Italy came Rupa, after hunger came Sofia, and so on and so forth. People have strong cultural, economical, and social reasons to do what they are doing. To judge them on the basis of the clothes they wear, the food they eat, the language they speak, and even the concerns they have is blocking your access to a new world. I am quoting a rapper from Macedonia, Slat Karistika. The rapper who raps to overcome his stammer. He stammers so bad that he has to beat his chin to get his words correct. The rapper who started with a very modest beginnings now lives in the most affluent area of Skopje and is married to Miss Macedonia. He said, and I'm just paraphrasing, you don't pick the game picks you, and the game tests you for your resilience. I am lucky that this drive picked me and I could find one Rupa, one Sofia, and all those great personalities unique in their journeys. Thank you.
What a brilliant talk. Thank you very much, Praveen. That was lovely, on time, in fact, 1 minute earlier. So, Tejas can please come up on stage and thank Praveen from our side. So, a big round of applause for Praveen Mehta, please.
Can I call Hetal? Because without her, this is not possible. I spent 1 year saving my divorce, saving my marriage, after I came back.
So Praveen's wife, Hetal, please come up on stage. And a big round of applause for the Mehta duo. Big round of applause for Praveen, please.